Today's opening quote is, "Travel brings love and power back into your life." The poet Rumi. Hello, good people. Welcome to another episode of the Hot Foot Rose podcast. Welcome, one and all. Thank you for joining me. Now, I don't know. I guess I haven't learnt my lesson, people. I have this habit of recording when I'm out. See, when I get a little inspiration, I go, "Oh yeah, it's time to record." So I'm having lunch at, what's this place called? This is actually Waterstone's bookstore in Piccadilly Circus. Yes, people, I am back in London, LDN. I didn't tell you, did I? I am back in LDN, people. So I'm currently having lunch at Waterstone's bookstore in Piccadilly Circus in the cafe. It's called Fifth Floor View. And yes, I am back. I did 8 months, 7 months, 8 months, 7 months, January to August of South America and the Caribbean. And then I just decided, really impromptu, a bit much like how I've just been traveling, I'll come back. I'm not coming back for good people, trust me. I'm just visiting, I'm like a tourist. I've got lost several times in the couple of weeks that I've been here. Yes, I've been back a couple of weeks now. And yeah, basically, my money done, people. My money done. I did start working, oddly enough. I got offered a job in Aruba. I don't know if I told you that. I think I did, but I didn't really give you the full 100 on the job. So I got offered a job in Aruba about 10 days before I left Aruba for good. So randomly, one day I'm in Starbucks, minding my own business, and I got talking to these two guys, and we just struck up a conversation, and one of them was there with his little son. We were just yapping away, and they're basically an independent architect and building firm. They work out of the Starbucks. They've got a mobile office, and they were like, "Oh, maybe you could come and work with us." I'm like, "Hell yeah." They're like, "Yeah, we're going to pay you." Well, of course you are. And it kind of just happened like that. I met them like on a weekend, like a Friday. They're like, "Yeah, come and work on Monday." I'm like, "Cool." So I did like a week of work. Because like the 3 days of work, I'm like, "Okay, let's talk about pay." And then by the Friday, I'm like, "Yeah, we really, really do need to talk about pay." So the pay conversation came up. Well, I raised the pay conversation. And I said, "Look, I'm delivering work." Basically, I was just doing a little bit of project support, little admin support, that kind of stuff, emailing and whatnot. It was cool. No stress work. But, I have rent to pay. So they were saying to me, "Well, there's been a bit of an issue. We haven't got paid yet from our contractors, so we won't be able to pay you just yet. We do plan to pay you. It just hasn't come through." What? Excuse me? "Yeah, we're not able to pay you just yet." I'm like, "That's nice for you, but I got rent to pay." Contrary to popular belief, I ain't that rich at this moment in time, and I ain't living out here for free. So if I'm not getting paid, then I can't really deliver the work. See, the thing is, right, people, if I had met them a couple of months earlier, I would have happily just worked for free, because they were paying for like my breakfast and my lunch and all the drinks I could drink out of Starbucks. It was all good. I really didn't mind. But now was that kind of crunch time, and yeah, I didn't really have that time or money to really give away like that. I didn't have it. They were good people, so I do believe that they did get into a sticky situation in terms of their contractors weren't paying up on time. I genuinely did believe that. But I just wasn't in a position to entertain it with my time. because I needed the money to pay thy rent. And bless them, they were like, oh, we can find you somewhere cheaper to live. Yeah, but it's on the other side of the island. How the hell am I going to get around? I ain't got no car. Yeah, you can come around with us. No, that weren't going to work. I'm sorry, let me take my earrings out. Still keep doing that. Sorry. I've been getting feedback that my podcast is not very professional. Oh, God bless you. I don't know what made you think coming here was going to be a professional hour and a half of your life, but it's not. I'm a crazy lady that just talks about random stuff. No professionalism is taking place here. I can tell you that for nothing. But, if you want to laugh and just listen to just random banter and randomness, then, cool. Tune in. But at some point, I don't know, will this podcast get professional? I doubt it. That's not really the space I'm coming from. I spend a lot of time being professional in lots of other spaces in my life. So I get to just be free and just speak like I'm speaking to my friends. Because my friends who know me, who listen to the show, they're like, well, yeah, this is how you always talk. And this is how I always talk. So anyway, as I was saying, I basically quit the job. So what happened was, obviously my birthday was coming up. You heard that episode, my birthday. So I decided, listen, it's days before my birthday is about to hit. I'm out of here. So I told them, look, I'm not going to be working on the 9th of August or any of the days before or after. I'm going away. And they're like, yeah, but you're coming back. I'm like, do you know, I've decided I'm not actually coming back. They're like, what? You're not coming back to Aruba? I'm like, no, I'm not going to be coming back. And I kind of made that decision kind of like, in about 24 hours or maybe less. I love Aruba. It was a true blessing in my life. But it was time to move on, obviously. You heard the episodes. I've been other places since then, people. Craziness happened. So I had said to them, no, I'll be coming back. They're like, no, you can't leave. You can't leave us. And I said, it's been a joy working with you guys. You've been amazing. But like I said, I need to get paid. And yeah, gotta go. Deuces. And then that was the end of that, really. I did actually drop them on WhatsApp a couple of days ago. I haven't heard back from them. They did message me on my wish me happy birthday and stuff like that. So they didn't just kind of disappear like, F that bitch. No, it wasn't really like that. I don't think so anyway. And I did message them a couple of days ago, like I said, just to say what's up, but I ain't heard nothing. I hope they're well. I hope life is treating them kind, and I do hope they've got paid. So, fear not, people. The podcast will continue. Oh, I just learnt my lesson, by the way, that trying to record inside the restaurant with the music and the food and the plates and the waiters, no, I'm not doing that. Anyway, I'm just outside in some leafy little green park. But, what was I saying? Fear not. The podcast will continue. Hotfoot Roams will still be chatting faff on her podcast. I will actually be interviewing some travellers, by the way. So to all my Instagram friends who happen to be listening to this podcast, you know that I'm actually going to just message you and say, interview on my podcast. Whatever you like in return, as long as it's not monetary or my body, then I'm happy to give you that. I don't know. What was I going to say? So yes, the podcast will continue. And I want to know what other travellers have been doing as well. So yeah, by all means, share your story because I want to hear about it. The joy of batch recording means that you probably already know that I'm back. But that's cool. Oh, that England procrastination is setting in good and proper. Not to mention the bloody cold with this procrastination kind of, schizophrenic kind of, look at me. I don't even get the words right. But, I haven't recorded for ages. It feels like ages to me. It feels like I've been back forever. and that whole travel experience seems like a distant memory. Oh, come back. I'm ready to hit the road again already. But the plan is I ain't going anywhere till December. Now, I might change that plan, knowing me. But at the moment, that's what's happening. So, being back, it's been a little bit hard. Being back's been a bit hard. It'd be interesting to find out other people's kind of take on when they get back, what that's like. Because I feel like I still feel thirsty. I don't feel like I've really reached that apex. I kind of just went, yeah, got there, and then it's next levels hasn't really been reached, if you get what I mean. I sound like a mumbling crazy lady, but I'm just saying, I just haven't, my thirst hasn't been quenched, you know? Not yet, not thoroughly. I had a really good drink. It was tasty. I need another one. This time, maybe with ice. And I think that's what's missing. A nice tall drink with some ice in it. So, yeah, being back's been odd. Very, very odd. I've been catching up with people who I haven't seen for a long time. And then there's a whole lot of people I didn't even tell them I'll come back. God, they had to find out. Most people I didn't tell I came back. I told about 5 people and that was it. Everybody else can find out via social media. I just didn't want to get overly distracted, even though I have done plenty of that myself in this time that I have been back. Yes, I have. I've been to quite a few events. I didn't miss Carnival, obviously. I wouldn't do that. And yeah, it's been a little bit. It's been a cross between kind of busy and just frazzled. Frazzled because, oh shit, I'm really here. That kind of thing. Joke of the week. Okay, so you know I love my beloved Aruba. You all know that I went for 5 days, stayed for like 3-4 months. 4 months, I think I stayed in total. Bloody hell. Yeah, love the place. And there's no big reason for me to love it. I just fell in love with it, that's all. Anyway, I'm definitely going to be going back there in 2019, for sure. However, I couldn't seem to decide when exactly I was going to go back. So, I couldn't decide whether it's going to be Soul Beach Festival, which takes place in May, or it's going to be Carnival. You all know I'm mad for Carnival, right? I probably mentioned the word Carnival every episode since I started this podcast. Anyway, so 2019, Carnival will be around March. Carnival season kicks off from January, but Carnival itself will be around March. And sorry for the rustle. I'm trying to make sure that the microphone is in a good place. So it's not muffled and the sound is a bit consistent or more consistent than usual. Anyway, so 2019 is 65 years for Aruba Carnivals. It's going to be a big deal. And everyone I've met says, oh, you can't miss Carnival, Shine, you can't miss Carnival, you can't miss next year, for sure. So I'm like, okay, boy, sounds tempting for real. I got to come back. Anyway, I had changed my barber just before I left, right? I like to get a little shape up. So yeah, I changed my barber before I left. So prior to me having the conversation with the barber, a couple of people have told me something. And I'm like, that's some BS. It doesn't add up. Anyway, I go to the new barber. We're chatting. He verifies the bullshit. So I have been talking to some locals, as I said, and they've been gassing up Carnival, like, yeah. You got to be there. So I'm like, okay. So I said, well, boy, I know the island's only 20 miles long, but shit. Any Carnival to me means I'm whining on everything. That's how I roll. Carnival, you'll walk up on everything. That's Carnival. Otherwise, what am I going for? That's what you do. Every man is my man for the wine. That is it. I'm not taking him home. It's just our wine, right? So I say this to the barber man that, that's how I'm going to be getting on bad at Carnival. I'm not going to be disrespecting no one. You know what I mean? My front ain't going to be in nobody's face. It's not going to be like a 4-man pile up. No, I'm not on that at all. I'm just going to be getting on bad. And I expect one and all to be doing the same. Oh no, that doesn't happen in Aruba. So I'm like, what? Now people had told me this, but I refuse to believe. So I'm sitting in the barber chair. I'm telling the barber, new barber, we're chatting, cutting. He's cutting my hair, and we're getting familiar. So, and we have been talking about relationships, and I ain't really met nobody out here. Although I've got friends, no, go on, really. But anyway, and he too was married. So he was saying, nah, Sharon, Aruba too small for them things. This is me, what? Come again? It's Carnival. He said, nah, Sharon, man, Aruba too small. If a woman comes up to you for a wine, you have to explain yourself to your woman, So you got to say, boy, I went to school with her. That's my friend from work. That's my sister's friend. Because people will be chatting. Oh, girl, I see a man doing this and that and that. No. Are you serious? He says, Sharon, that's argument. Straight up relationship mash up. I said, how? It's just Carnival. So hold on a minute. Imagine a man come to whine on my bumper on the road. I'm whining up. He come to whine on me and I tell him, oh no, sorry. I'm not whining. I'm in a relationship. Boo! Throw eggs off to that boring gal. What kind of Carnival is this? So what? I'm just going to be chipping down the road with my fellow single female friend. Oh, forget that. That's whack. That's not Carnival to me. That's foolishness. I might as well just spectate from a chair or watch that shit on YouTube. That sounds like a sad life. And me and him are having this not a heated debate, but I'm like, really? Are you serious? He said, Sharon, yes, that's how it is. Place too small for them things. So when you're in London or you're in Trinidad or you're in Grenada, it's different. You can do your thing. Nobody ain't bothering you. This little island, people's chatting your business. Regular. I'm like, but it's just a wine. It's not like, it's just a wine. That's all. Shit. I ain't going back for Carnival. Sorry, I can't do it. That was quite distressing. No, I ain't doing it. I think I'm going to be going back for Soul Beach instead. Forget Carnival. I've been quiet all over, people. I've been quiet on the gram. I've just been quiet. Coming back, been a bit of a shell shock, kinda. And I know I've been really inconsistent with the podcast. Well, I should say just straight quiet. It wasn't even inconsistent, just dead silent, radio silence. So for that, I sincerely apologize. I have genuinely been just head down, focusing on myself and my next move. And yeah. So what have I been up to? So I have actually been, apart from, I probably slept most of the first month, even though I also spent most of the first month catching up with people, I just slept, man. I didn't realize I'm going to sleep. I needed shit. I didn't know how tired I was. I was tired as hell. I needed to sleep. Excuse me. I was so sorry about the yawning. That's very rude of me. I've got a bad habit. I'm either recording out and about when I catch a little vibe, or I end up recording really late at night when, although my mind is awake, the rest of me is like, what? But it's late. Sleep. I'm tired. So yeah, I spent most of that catching up. I was here for London's Notting Hill Carnival. I literally came in about 48 hours before, and I was here for that. Like I said, I've been catching up with people. I've been going to a lot of networking events, a lot of business events, because actually that's that's something I'm just interested in personally. But really, I'm thinking about putting pen to paper, taking some sort of action in creating a business or businesses, and just generally just networking with other people, find out what people are doing, picking their brains. So I went to a networking event that was held at the British Library. October is Black History Month in the UK. And so I went to a networking event here. The CEO and the creator of the MOBA Awards, the Music of Black Origin, was one of the keynote speakers. And that was really interesting, actually. That was really interesting. There are two ladies whose name I don't recall, but they've written a book called Slay in Your Lane. And it's like the Black girls' survival Bible: work, fashion, career, business, entrepreneurship, navigating your 20s and your 30s. And they also keynote spoke as well. And it was really good, actually. They were really good, really inspiring. Just kind of talked about that they've been working full time and still working full time whilst working on their book, their hustle, because actually it's bigger than just a book. They've actually kind of created a little movement. They've actually created a movement. The book's called Slay in Your Lane. That's also the hashtag. And it is focused at Black women, particularly Black women from the UK. And our story, well, I say it's not my age range, but woman is woman. Okay. So, yeah, that was that. I went to a networking event with an organisation called the National Black Women's Network. And that was quite good as well. Met a few people. Got some really good info as well. Got some good info. So that was quite useful. I've been to a travel writing workshop again at the British Library. I went to a workshop which was quite good. I met the guy, Eric, one of the co-creators from Black and Abroad. I think I've mentioned his name already. I'm mentioning it again. You know why? Because I asked him to be a guest on my podcast. And I'm waiting for him to confirm that email. He confirmed in person he'll do it. I wonder he's probably waiting on me. Okay, cool. Anyway, so met him there. It was good. That was really quite interesting. Just finding out about kind of, there were writers, there were people that there were bloggers. There were people that write for the press. There were vloggers, and obviously those who've kind of running travel movements, which was quite interesting. Met a couple of cool people there as well. Met a sister who'd been living in France for about 7 years. I met another sister who had been living on and off in China. I mentioned her on a previous episode because she's also going to be a guest on my podcast. Her name is Evie. So, what else have I been up to? Usain Bolt, the runner, the athlete, he has opened up a restaurant in London, and I went to. Well, I didn't go to opening night because obviously I got the info late, didn't I? So I went like a couple of days after opening night, which is quite nice. It's quite nice. It's quite nice, actually. Yeah. Sorry, I'm speaking to you and I'm thinking about something. I've been writing an ebook called Hotfoot Rome's Guide to LDN. I didn't eat at the restaurant, you see, because I tried to get table booking. It's a Caribbean restaurant. So obviously I want to eat when I go. Because although I've got drinks reservation, for me, drink and food are husband and wife, or left hand and right hand. Like, you got two hands, they're both working and functioning. Why would you leave one hand at home? So food goes with the drink. But they had no dinner at dinner. No dinner seats, no dinner seating available. No, they were fully booked for dinner. Even when I got to the restaurant, I was like, but it don't look fully booked to me. But it got booked a little bit later. So we just had drinks in a little reserved area. It was nice. Good cocktail menu, plenty of rum. Ooh wee. Rum from all over the Caribbean, South America, Latin America. Really nice. If you're a rum drinker, trust and believe. You will not be disappointed. Rum from every island, every country. Delicious. And it's not overly priced. I mean, it's in central London. So you would automatically think it's going to be a hefty price tag. But not everything is. So you can eat and drink quite smartly for your economical budget if needs be. And they had a DJ set that night as well, in the basement lounge area, which was also quite nice. Nice little spot. Nice little modern spot. It's nice. It's not over glam, and it doesn't have that kind of, I was going to say that colonial style. Like some Caribbean restaurants, they still kind of have that colonial style decor. Nah, not this place. It's actually called Tracks and Records. It's Usain Bolt, Tracks and Records. But yeah, it was good. So did that. I went there. Where else have I been? What else have I done? I'm starting a course about mental health. I'm doing a bit of learning. Still trying to teach myself Spanish. It's not going very well, though, you know. I'll try, but it's not going very well. And yeah, I'm doing a course on mental health and peer group counselling. I'm really excited about that. That's kicking off. That's kicking off soon. So I'm going to update you on how that goes. But yeah, it's really good. And it was free. Like all the stuff that I've mentioned is free. Bar obviously the restaurant. Everything I mentioned is free. Yeah, I also went to a network event held by like a body, because I can't really call it an organization. It's like a subgroup of an organization. It's like a little body called ICAN, ICAN, and they're like the equality and diversity arm of Zurich Insurance Company, part of Zurich Insurance Company. Anyway, they had a networking event. This is quite funny. So I'm on the mailing list, right, of ICAN. And I got on the mailing list like a couple of years ago. I went to another event in Black History Month. Again, it was like networking and entrepreneurship. And again, it was free. But the panel discussion was really, really good. And it was kind of discussing entrepreneurs who've done things differently in business and discussing their success, stuff like that, which is quite interesting. So I'm on my mailing list. I get this event in my email box. I'm like, okay, let's do the networking, do the free, do the speed networking. That's interesting. Okay, cool. I rock up. People are asking me, okay, so what do you do? Like, are you in insurance? I'm like, no. Well, this came back from traveling. I'm here to pick people's brains and decide what I'm doing next. They're like, oh, but everybody here works in insurance. is it? Oh, okay. Am I in the wrong place? I mean, I got invited. I mean, technically, it wasn't an official invite, but the flyer came in my inbox. So I take that as an official invitation. Anyway, I was in two minds whether or not to stay to the end, but actually it was quite good. I picked a few brains, and not everybody worked in insurance either. And it was quite interesting because I've been looking for a coach. Been wanting like a personal development coach since I've got back because I want to stay focused. And it's easy to kind of fall off your focus wagon when you quote unquote get back, because you're back in a place that's familiar to you, that at the same time you are really the alien in this place that's familiar, and you're kind of part force and part habit, kind of getting back into a routine. So I'm just I'm concerned about falling off or getting stuck or forgetting that actually I want to get the hell out of this place. Yeah, so been looking for a coach just to kind of keep me focused. But actually, although most of the people that I met through networking are like, yeah, of course, getting a coach would be great. Most of them are like, nah, that's going to cost you money. That's going to cost you a lot of money. You know what? Listen to these podcasts, read these blogs, keep coming to these events, start jumping onto networking groups on like LinkedIn or Facebook, like join up with those people. I'm like, okay. Because a guy that I met from the National Black Women's Network, his name is Viv Amun. And he has an organization called Aspire. And that's around youth excellence, education, entrepreneurship, etc. And I said to him, yeah, I want a coach. He's like, nah, it's going to cost you too much. I'm like, what? He's like, nah, join a good network. That's what you need. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Because I'm all for saving money, obviously. I'm going on part 2 of my traveling journey. So I don't want to spend unnecessary amounts of money. Of course not. So I guess I need to do things differently in that respect, where I would automatically go, right, shell out the cash, get yourself a coach, stay focused. Actually stepping out of that and going, okay, join a network. What's that network going to look like? So again, he's another person whose brain I'm picking. So it's all right. It's all good. It's not doom and gloom. It's just challenging. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. It's just challenging, man. And then also although I'm a bit kind of scared, really developing like hot foot roams into, I don't want to sound arsey, but into a brand. Like, there's quite a few elements that I want to grow of hot foot roams, not just me posting up random pics on Instagram and not just yapping on my podcast, but I am going to be yapping on the podcast. But there's like a few other elements, and obviously I'm going to have a blog too. That's the blog update, by the way. I'm going to have a blog too. So yeah, I really want to build Hot Foot Roams as a brand. So that's another reason why I've been kind of networking and really looking at the business aspect of things. And I've been writing as well, not just like travel stuff, but like some short stories, and entered in to a couple competitions. So yeah, it's going good. It's going all right. It's just, I'm just challenged. I feel a little bit like, oh shit, I'm here. I don't want to be here, but I know I've got to be here for a moment, reason and season and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just a moment. Just a moment. People, we have come to the end of the show. This is actually one of the shortest shows I've recorded in a while. So just having it of a short one today, but that's not going to be a habit, you know. Don't get too used to it. It might change. Yeah, just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the feedback that I get, the follows, the likes, the subscribes. Please do keep doing the same thing. Share it far and wide, pass it on to whomever for whatever reason, and do comment and make suggestions. Just whatever you want to do, please continue to do it. Like, I'm grateful that you're listening. Your ears could have been anywhere else, but you choose to be here with me. And for that, I'm super duper grateful. Like I said, follow, like, click, tweet, email, Insta, and the rest that I didn't mention that nobody really uses, but you know, they're there. I'm not there though. But thanks for listening, and we shall catch up again soon, for sure. Ciao. You know, when you hear this quote, it is the end of the show. Those who roam are not always lost. Keep roaming, people.